There's a quiet revolution happening right now in how massive companies, especially in life sciences, are being built. And this isn't just about rolling out some new software. We're talking about completely redesigning the very architecture of intelligence itself. For decades, the software that runs our biggest businesses has been built just like a factory. It's rigid, it's structured, and it's designed to do one thing: execute specific commands perfectly over and over. And for a long time, in a predictable world, that worked just fine. But what happens when the world isn't so predictable anymore? What if our software could actually evolve? What if it started to function less like a machine and a whole lot more like a living thing? Sensing its environment, adapting to change, and learning all on its own. And that right there, that's the fundamental shift we're going to dig into. We're moving from factories to organisms, from isolated, clunky systems to living, breathing ecosystems. And trust me, these are two completely different ways of looking at the world.
I mean, the difference is just night and day.
On the left, you have the old systems model.
It's closed off, it's rigid, you tell it what to do, and it does it. Simple. But the ecosystems model on the right, that's connected, it's adaptive. It doesn't just wait for commands, it actually senses what's happening and learns how to respond. That's a huge change in thinking. Now, this shift isn't happening in a vacuum. Enterprise tech is always evolving, right? We went from basic data entry to service-oriented architectures to the cloud. But look at where we are now, in the mid-2020s. This leap is different. AI is pushing us way beyond simple processing and into a whole new era of what we call adaptive cognition.
The end goal here is what's called an adaptive architecture. And just think about that for a second. A system that you don't have to rip out and replace every few years. Instead, it actually evolves with the organization. It senses change, learns from what works and what doesn't, and gets better all by itself. Okay, so we've talked about the dream. Now let's talk about the reality, which is the fragmentation crisis. This whole new way of thinking isn't just some cool abstract idea. It's a direct response to a very real problem: the silos that are holding entire industries, like life sciences, back. Seriously, the path from discovering a new drug to actually helping a patient is incredibly complex, and to be blunt, it's often broken. Each and every stage, from R&D to clinical trials to launch, is usually running on its own ancient systems that don't talk to each other. You end up with these massive digital walls everywhere. And the cost of this fragmentation? It's staggering. A jaw-dropping 80% of clinical trials miss their enrollment targets. 80%. And why? Well, a huge reason is that the tools for finding patients, managing sites, and keeping people engaged are completely disconnected. And this fragmentation just creates this painful domino effect. Research hits constant bottlenecks. Compliance becomes an absolute nightmare. The marketing and sales teams are sending out mixed messages. And even these amazing, promising AI pilot projects, they get stuck in their own little bubbles, unable to share what they've learned. The result? Brilliant insights get trapped, and real collaboration just dies at the department door. And this leads to this really dangerous condition called strategic inertia. It's this weird situation where every single department is working super hard and seems really efficient on its own, but the company as a whole is just stuck in the mud. Nothing is coordinated. The enterprise is busy, but it's not actually going anywhere. So how in the world do we break out of this inertia? Well, the answer is to build a truly intelligent ecosystem. It's time to create the digital equivalent of a nervous system for the entire organization. Now, listen, this is not about adding another app or building another dashboard. The real solution is something totally new: an intelligent connective tissue. It's this layer that weaves all the separate, fragmented parts together, finally letting the entire company act like a single coordinated organism. The foundation for all of this is a unified data layer. Just imagine a single fabric that pulls in data from every single source: electronic health records, clinical trials, patient calls, and uses universal standards to make it all speak the same language. This creates one single source of truth, so AI can finally see the whole picture. And then, on top of that beautiful data layer, you build the brain power, Agentic AI. This is not the rigid, pre-programmed automation we're used to. Oh no. These are networks of smart, autonomous AI agents that can actually perceive what's happening, reason about the best thing to do, and then act on their own. They become that digital nervous system we were just talking about. And of course, none of this works without trust. It's absolutely crucial. So this new architecture has compliance built in from the ground up. Sensitive data is automatically masked. Every interaction is logged. And all the rigorous validation you need in life sciences, it's automated. Innovation and safety can finally, actually, go hand in hand. Okay, so this all sounds pretty powerful in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? Let's take a really high-stakes scenario, launching a brand new product to healthcare professionals. The whole process is just transformed. So before the launch, you have proactive agents already out there, gathering intel on competitors, seeing what the market sentiment is. Then, during the launch, a whole team of different agents helps the human teams, making sure everything is compliant, syncing up efforts, even giving real-time coaching. And then after the launch, collaborative agents analyze everything that happened, creating this constant feedback loop so the next launch is even better. And these agents, they all have specific jobs. You've got conversational agents that act like super smart assistants, proactive agents that are like watchdogs, always monitoring, collaborative agents that are like information bridges between departments, and coaching agents that are basically personal trainers for your skills. They all work together to make humans better, not replace them. I know, this is a really ambitious vision, but it's not science fiction. This is an achievable goal, and there's a structured path to get there. So let's break down what an 18-month roadmap to build this living enterprise actually looks like. The journey is pretty logical. You start by just building the foundation and getting everyone aligned on the vision in the first few months. From there, you tackle the hard work of harmonizing your data and your processes. It's only then that you introduce the first AI agents, but you do it in targeted, high-value areas. And finally, once you've proven it works, you scale it across the whole organization, making this adaptive intelligence the new normal. And this might be the most crucial part to understand. This journey is not about buying one more piece of software. It's about a fundamental redesign of how your organization thinks, how it learns, and how it acts. You're literally changing the flow of intelligence itself. So, ultimately, this is the shift we're talking about. We are moving away from simple automation, which just executes commands to replace tasks, and we're moving toward true symbiosis. This is a future where humans and AI are co-learning, where technology augments our skills, and we create a system of insight, not just a system of record. Which really leaves us all with one final critical question. Take a hard look at your own organization. Are your systems built just to record the past? Or are you architecting them to sense, learn, and truly adapt to the future?